The sun has gone down and the moon's coming in. If you fancy a pint or a jigger of gin, I'll take you along to the Mariners Inn. It's the place where the sailing folk gather. An old concertina plays the old shanty songs. You'll soon learn the words and you'll soon sing along. And before the night's over, you'll know you belong in the tavern that's down by the harbor. So I'll lift up your spirits and sing you a tune. The good times we cherish, they're over too soon. We'll find our way home by the light of the moon from the tavern that's down by the harbor. There's a lantern that squeaks as it swings in the hall, nets and harpoons and old ropes on the wall. It's cozy and warm, for the room it is small, and the candlelight dances and flickers. And the sights and the sounds and the songs of the sea will set your mind stirring to things that might be. And the tales of the sailors get taller each week in the tavern that's down by the harbor. So we'll lift up your spirits by singing a tune. The good times we cherish, they're over too soon. We'll find our way home by the light of the moon from the tavern that's down by the harbor. So the first person I want you to meet is Rudy from New Zealand. Rudy grew up in Auckland, city boy, but left Auckland and is now living in Bluff. And you probably never heard of Bluff. It's one of the southernmost inhabited places on Earth. So being in the southern hemisphere, that means really close to the Antarctic. Like being in Labrador or northern Alaska or anywhere in the Greenland and so on. So here's Rudy and his story. I left the city when just a lad. Times were hard, no work to be had, but I signed aboard the Floribel. Little did I know 'twas a ship from hell. She was old and worn and leaking at the seams, riding low and broad in the beam. Some sails were torn, the planks were rotten. She lay at the wharf, gently rockin'. Well, we set sail on the evening tide, early on a Saturday night, and all went well till we passed the light. But then, by God, I got a fright, 'cause we were hit by a big beam sea. Hell, I thought it was over for me. She rolled and walloped like a big tin drum. I was thought for sure my time has come. I sailed from Auckland to the Bluff, 1,000 miles and that's enough. 1,000 miles of a heaving sea. I swear to God that's enough for me. Well, shorten your sails, the skipper cried. Shorten sails, all tan your hide. Get aloft, climb up the mast. Get aloft, get up there fast. Never in my life had I been so scared. Never in my life had I wished I was dead. But I climbed up aloft and I shortened sail. Climbed down again, was sick o'er the rail. I sailed from Auckland to the Bluff, 1,000 miles and that's enough. 1,000 miles of a heaving sea. I swear to God that's enough for me. Man the pumps, the skipper roared. Man the pumps, or you'll see the ocean floor. So I pumped and pumped till my hands were raw. I pumped and I pumped till the coming of the dawn. How we survived that night, I don't know. The sea did rage and the wind did blow, but the sea went down and the sun came up. So we hoisted sail and headed to Bluff. Sailed from Auckland to the Bluff, 1,000 miles and that's enough. 1,000 miles of a heaving sea. I swear to God that's enough for me. So here in Bluff I've settled down. Never again will I leave this town. Never again will I go to sea. Never again will it see me. So our next singer is a whaler from Nantucket by the name of David. And David not only had bad weather to deal with, but he had bad people to deal with. As I come down from the hillside farm down to the water's eye, I hung me hat in the public house, for I was a-feelin' dry. There every blasphemy was heard, and every curse a-spoken. The pretty girls that paint their face come a-jigglin' and a-jokin'. Well, one of them comes up to me with a glad I looked quite frisky. She said, "Kind sir, how do you do? Would you buy me a dram of whiskey?" I called the landlord with delight, "Hey, bring us glasses too." But me eyes grew dim, began to swim when I drank his noxious brew. Upstairs to bed to rest me head, where on me they did impose. They took me watch, me pocket knife, and robbed me of me clothes. I was too sick all them to kick, for I could fight no more. All in was I left for to die, and then they locked the door. For 2 long days, or maybe 3, I kicked and I stomped and I hollered. 2 brutes come in and thrashed me and grabbed me round the collar. They threw me in a steamer trunk and cursed me not to shout, for if I was to sound alarm, me tongue they would cut out. Down to the dock in a trap and mare, where they sold me to be a sailor. My heart grew faint, my blood ran cold, when I found it was a whaler. For 3 long years we chased the whale across the South Sea Ocean. It was the worst time of me life, a terrible commotion. Now when I venture into town, I attend to chapel, with hands a-clasped and head bowed down, say grace at the harvest table. A temperate man, I swear I'll be strong, ale I drink no more, but I curse those lands and foreign seas beyond our native shore. So both of those songs are old, in this context at least, is old. They're from the days of sail, but there's still a lot of music that comes out of the maritime tradition, even in the days of steam. So here's one that talks about the musicality of the experience of being at sea. Down in the docklands, the high cranes they rattle. Stevedores bawling, they sound good to me. And a siren is wailing and bow horns are blowing, the opening chords to a song of the sea. The sounds of their tugs with their hooters a-hummin', the tow ropes let go, so now we flow free. And the calm, steady throb of the engine below me adds a nice rhythm to the song of the sea. And big waves roll by with their high crowns a-foamin'. A seagull is adding a cry plaintively, and the sound of the wind as it roars through the cross trees, adding their voice to the song of the sea. Well, sometime we're pitching or lazily rolling, forever the timbers may creak wearily. When the sea calls the tune, she's bound to answer, for she always danced to the song of the sea. Well, landfall we've made and our anchor chains rattle. The gangway is down, so it's goodbye from me. As the sea called the tune, I'll sing the ending. Goodbye for a while to the songs of the sea. Goodbye for a while to the songs of the sea.